because it reinforces what I think already, which is that this is a pretty good podcast. I like that we
Seriously,
have quality
you think
content.
this is a good podcast? You actually think that?
I do.
You've
But
got to be trolling me, right?
Tiger's allowed to be wrong. You know, people can grow up. Konnichiwa, minasan. Welcome back. This is episode 12 of Shitposting with your lads. I'm your host for today, Skyler. And as always, I am joined by Tiger and Michael.
Hello.
What up, guys? Skyler sounds like he's still asleep.
Basically am. Are we doing the week recap thing? Alright, let's do it. Michael, you go first?
Okay, so not really news about myself, but just an update about basically we did an episode on VTubers, I think 3 episodes ago now. But yeah, I just wanted to say real quick that a lot of the things that we said in that episode were pretty spot on. I think the Hololive EN VTubers, there's 2 big notable points of news. One is that one of them hit 1 mil subs within
Oh yeah, I saw that. It's the Shark Girl.
Yeah. And first time I think anybody outside of Kizuna Ai for VTubers hit it, so it was really insane. Also really quick because it's only been 40 days since she debuted, and she's already passed all the Hololive JP people. So that was pretty big. And then the other thing was I might have you guys might have heard of it, but Calliope Mori, one of the other Hololive English VTubers, she hit number 1 on iTunes in multiple categories in hip hop, and then I think at some point she might have been number 1 in the US in overall, or top 3 or something like that. I don't know the exact specifics, but she was very high on a lot of iTunes lists earlier this week. She hit
Wait, what?
Yeah.
So basically predicted that they'd be popular.
Yeah. So Tiger, basically in album sales, I don't know what the period was. I think monthly or weekly, but in hip hop and rap, she hit number 1 in the US, as well as a lot of other countries. And then I think overall she hit number 4 or something, something like that. Yeah. But
wait, what was this? Because I did not see this.
Earlier this week. Let me find. I can find a Reddit post. But yeah, this is really big news as well. I
follow the chart, so I think I would have saw if the VTuber. Wait, you said hip hop, right?
Hip hop and rap, yeah. Oh, well, wait, no, here it says I don't know what the period is, but here it says on this Reddit post that she hit number 1 global in iTunes.
Oh,
nice.
on
Okay.
iTunes, you're saying? Okay.
Yeah, iTunes.
We're prophets, basically, except not really, because anybody with half a brain could have seen this from 3 light years away. But
yeah, I mean, I think we were pretty spot on with a lot of the things that we were saying. I don't know if I don't think it's that prophetic or whatever. It's not a huge. It wasn't really a bold prediction or anything, but
hot takes.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting because this is the closest that even weeb culture, I guess, has ever really gotten into the mainstream, because it's pretty rare that one of the unique things, I guess, about Hololive EN is that because they are, a lot of them have an American background or Western background, they have an understanding of what Western culture likes, which is very different from what normal anime content is, because you don't really get many people who both have a background as from a Japanese company or anime kind of company or whatever. So outside of actual YouTubers, people Giguk or the Anime Man or whatever, like those people who make anime content, but like in terms of how do you say it, like actual anime content, like original anime content, I guess, from like a Western audience is like very rare. So it's pretty interesting, I guess, and I think that's like part of the reason why they're so successful, because like they're able to integrate both the things that people like about anime culture as well as the things that people like about Twitch culture or like streaming culture, whatever. But yeah, that was just my update.
Just some insight into the iTunes chart for anyone listening. The iTunes chart is pretty like it's not what it used to be, where because like the thing is nobody really uses iTunes anymore. So it's more of I have no idea what the tracking period is here, because I don't know how to read this, but it says days is 2, and I don't know. I think it means like days on the chart. If I had to guess, this is a daily chart. So like that's that day specifically.
Oh, okay.
Because it has a date at the top, and then like the thing, it's more like a like if you look at the other albums on the list, they're all like really old stuff except for the Pearl Jam number 2. So if anything, I think it means that they have a lot of super fans that would buy their iTunes, like buy their EP on iTunes, because that's like a pretty rare thing nowadays.
I mean, full disclosure as well, like I'm aware that like iTunes probably is not really like a good representation of like how popular music is anymore, because most people will probably be listening to music through like YouTube or Spotify or whatever else instead.
Like to give you an idea, vinyl beat iTunes sales last year. Vinyl, like a big disc that you have to buy a vinyl player to play.
But isn't vinyl like making a resurgence apparently?
Yeah, but it's like still... vinyl is already among like super fans. Like you would buy a vinyl for.
Yeah. I mean,
and then iTunes is losing to vinyl.
Yeah, iTunes is like
iTunes is like dead, cheaper as well. Yeah, it's pretty much dead. That's why people that's why they have Apple Music now, right, to replace iTunes. But iTunes is pretty dead. But like if you look at this, it's still kind of cool. It ranked number 3 in the US on that day. Number 7 in the UK, number 1 Japan, which is not that surprising, but 3 in the US is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hey, they beat the 2 K-pop albums, right?
Yeah.
At 3 and 4, so that's interesting.
And then like on top of that, like her like song on YouTube is currently sitting at like 5 million views, which is that for like a song, it's not like huge, I guess, but it's still like very big for the context of like VTuber, etc. So I still think that we're still at kind of like the base area, or like, how do you say it? Like we're still going on the incline right now, and like I still expect that in the next couple of months that people or VTubers in general are going to be growing like a large portion, especially the people in Hololive EN, because like the current people like because it's been about a month, and I think like the word is still spreading right now, and the current market share is not going to be there's still going to be a lot of people who are going to come in because it's still kind of new and being discovered, and a lot of this other news, like the fact that Gura hit 1 million, the fact that like her Calliope's EP is selling so well is going to also like motivate, or not motivate, but like attract news towards Hololive and VTubers in general. So I expect that there's still going to be a lot of growth coming in the next coming months. But yeah, that was just my thing, because 2 big milestones.
Yep. Nice. I don't know if you saw Lily Pichu's avatar, but it actually looks really good.
Oh, really?
Let me put a picture here. Let me put a picture here. It should open up that specific picture, because when you search it, mostly it's just Pokemains coming up. But I'm talking about Lily's.
Oh, yeah.
It actually looks pretty good.
It's pretty good.
She was showing off the boob physics on stream. I was like, okay. Anyways, moving on.
Yeah, like if you compare this
this
one to like Pokemon's, it's like not even close in quality, right?
the Pokemon is scuffed as fuck.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean.
Yeah, don't know who she hired to make it.
This was supposed to be like the week recaps, and now we just got into VTubers version 2.
No,
Right.
no. I mean,
Anyways,
it was
which we
basically-
could.
Yeah, it was just a short thing, right? So, that's all I had to say.
Yeah.
Tiger, if you wanna go.
For this week, not much except I dropped a song, and that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that.
Not much.
later. But
Question mark? Yeah.
You want to talk about that?
We are gonna talk.
Sure, let's talk about that.
later. We'll talk about the.
There's something I wanted
Talk
to
about
talk
later.
about later.
Okay.
I actually wanted to do like a full like time accuracy. So what was your inspiration type thing? But like that'll come a little later. Okay. So for me, exams and shit, and like basically class stuff. Nothing worth really interesting talking about. I guess still working on like the whole balance of all the different things I have going on in my life, and
Yeah,
trying
I
to figure
get
out which
that.
ones matter the most to me, and allocating time and resources appropriately. Yeah, I didn't put anything down for my week because my life ain't that special. But you know what is special? Gantz. So
Wait,
I
what?
read Gantz a while back.
Oh,
was about
okay.
300 and like 50-ish chapters. I'm probably off by a little bit. But
Damn, that's
so to give you guys some
long.
context, I read Inuyashiki first, even though Gantz was written first. But Inuyashiki came out. I read
2017,
Inuyashiki when it was, when it was being serialized. I think Michael read it too, right?
No, I didn't. But there was a lot of hype around the anime. I didn't
Yeah.
watch it though.
Okay, so I watched a little bit of the anime. At that point, I'd already read the manga, so I was like, okay, whatever. And the animation was like, kind of jank. Like it was like really CGI reliant.
Yeah, I heard the CGI was like
and-
not bad in that show, but yeah, CGI still like kind of grinds.
It was like-
it's a little jarring.
Like it wasn't better than the art, which is like basically my benchmark for whether or not I should watch the anime compared to the manga. And I remember thinking it was really weird, and that
keep
like
going.
it just had a very distinct style and a flavor. And rereading Gantz, I get that same feeling, and I'm like, wow, I could definitely see the creative influence and like the fact that this came from like the same mind. So going into the series, those are the things I knew. I knew that it was from the same creator as Inuyashiki, and the other thing I knew was that people had said that the ending was really bad. And right off the bat, I disagree. I thought the ending was pretty hype, but so we can delve a little bit into like why I enjoy this series and why I think it's like so like insane and just like it's worth a read. It honestly is. So
Can you give a
yeah.
recap of like what the manga is about?
Okay, yeah. So basically, the premise of the story is that these two high schoolers, they go down. So they're going to school one day, right? And then as they're about to like take the train to school, a homeless person falls onto the tracks, and they go down and they save him, but they get hit by the train and they die. But then they
Right.
wake up
Okay.
and they're like, "Wait, didn't we fucking die?" And then they wake up in an apartment room, and there's a bunch of other people who have also recently died. And in the middle of the room is this like black ball, and this black ball sends them out on missions to kill aliens that have invaded Earth. And there's like a lot of
What the fuck?
physics. There's like
Wait
a lot of physics breaking shit that the black ball can do, and there's like a lot of mystery around it. Because like basically the ball has the ability to like bring people back from the dead, or like somehow fuck with like the natural causality of things, and it also provides them with like weapons and stuff to fight the aliens and whatnot. And they're also invisible to regular people while they're on the mission. And the aliens sometimes are and sometimes aren't. And as the story progresses, like the aliens get more dangerous and like whatnot. And then like there's various reasons why people want to survive and stuff. Oh, also, you get points for killing aliens, and if you reach 100 points, the black ball will like give you the option to like revive into your life normally. So just like bring you back from the dead, basically. And so they have to fight these aliens like every week, kind of thing. And and the story gets more and more insane, and then like they starts breaking more of its own internal rules. And I don't mean that in like a plot hole sense, even though there are some plot holes. It's more of like it's changing the settings of the world and like the stakes and like all this. And then I mean, I don't think you guys care about spoilers, right?
Probably.
I'm not gonna
I probably
read
won't read
it,
it, but
Yeah, I don't anticipate either of you reading this, but spoiler for Gantz. Towards the end, there's like a full-on alien invasion. Like, because at first this is like a kind of covert FBI ops-ish type organization, and then the characters have theories about like
Men in Black.
Yeah, like the government is definitely involved, blah blah blah, and then they find out that these black balls are actually mass-produced around the world, and that there are multiple Gantz organizations, and they get sent on a joint mission with a Gantz group from Osaka, and there's this huge Osaka invasion, and like people's heads are fucking flying. Like at this point, the general public's like, "Yo, what the hell is up?" Like at first it was like just urban rumors, right? Like, oh, you know, like there was like strange destruction and like bodies and blah blah blah, but now it's like a full on invasion arc, and like it was like it's just crazy. Like yeah, fucking aliens coming all over the place, and it's just like one of them has like the ability to like just look at people and like make them explode basically, and it's like
what the fuck?
and the art is rendered in like this kind of hyper stylized detail that just makes it really intriguing to look at. Like Michael knows about Junji Ito, right?
Yeah.
And he's famous for
read
like
it,
his
but
art
yeah.
and that type of stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, where it's like the detail of the aliens and stuff like just make it really grotesque and like visceral feeling.
I see.
And like and so that's like the part 2 of like the streets, and the final arc is like full on war with like another species kind of thing. Like they come in like a giant cube spaceship and they start leveling cities, and then they like it's really
Wasn't there like this movie about that, like Area? Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know. There's a bunch of films.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's like a really
like
popular
this,
one that
in
came out like 5
Independence
10 years
Day?
ago. No.
I mean, there's Independence Day. There's Area 50. Is it 61 or 51? 52? Something
Area
like that.
52? Is
Area
that what the
9
name
or
is?
something, right?
Area 9.
District
There's
9?
something like that.
like
But
that,
oh yeah,
something like
there's District 9. There was like Battle of Los Angeles or something.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a film, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's.
I
There's a
guess
film.
It's
I
a
feel
very
like.
popular, very
Yeah.
popular plot or
Right.
setting. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Okay.
the characters grow alongside like the events, and they like rise up to the challenge, and so you like you go like the main 2 characters are Kurono and Kato, and Kurono starts out as like a fucking incel loser, and then he becomes like a hero, and it's kind of great the way he transitions. But to finish off the plot recap, basically it's like alien war, and it's like really disturbing because like humans are harvested on like an industrial and killed on like an industrial kind of scale, and the artist like depicts all that in like really gruesome detail, and it's like it kind of gave me that feeling when I watched A Beautiful Life, I think by Roberto Benigni, like a while ago, and it like the scenes showing like the Holocaust and basically like just this mass scale slaughter that was like really like unsettling. And
Yeah.
basically it culminates in an epic kind of so the main character kills the invading aliens leader's brother, and he like swears revenge and all that, and then the final fight is like a 1v1, and it was pretty hype. It was pretty hype. Like I don't know why people said that was a bad ending. That was pretty fucking hype. Like there were some unresolved plot points or whatever, but at that point I didn't even fucking care. I was just like, he won, he saved the world, blah blah blah. So to talk about the characters a little bit, and I think this is where you guys can maybe chime in if you want. The 2 main characters are Kurono and Kato, and I think they're a really cool duo. So because of the way Gantz works, where like if you earn a certain amount of points, you can at first Gantz tells them, okay, if you get 100 points, you can regain your life. But then when they actually get 100 points, it's revealed that your options are to regain your life, get a really powerful weapon, or to bring someone else back from the dead. So
Well, it's also gimmicky. It's like you can
it
get
is
a really
a little
powerful
bit,
weapon,
and that's
or you can become revived.
yeah,
and see your
like,
family.
it's a good way to show like the power scaling of it, because like some like later on in the series you encounter characters that have cleared the game multiple times and have like like quite a few of these quote unquote super powerful weapons, and like when they fight, it's like just it's totally different. But so what's interesting is actually like both of the main characters spend parts of the series dead. So it's kind of like at first they're a duo, then one of them dies, and he gets to grow and develop, blah blah blah. Then he brings back the other one, and then the other one dies, and the one who was dead like gets to grow and develop whatever, and then they're like both alive kind of thing. So it was it's a little gimmicky, but I just thought that was a really interesting narrative way to both develop your main characters together and separately. And they like given how bleak the series is, it never feels like a shonen where it's like, oh, them getting revived is like inevitable. It always felt like a struggle, and it always felt like earned when they revived someone.
Okay, so I actually have a question about this. How much of this do you think was planned, right? Because like,
how much this was out of his ass? I have no idea.
Yeah, like, because it sounds kind of like to me that what happened was like, or the original plan was like, okay, if they reach 100, it's like kind of like an overarching goal kind of thing. But then like he realized that later on that's kind of like a boring thing, and he could do more with that plot point. And then like he changed the course of the story. It's like I'm curious, like how much do you think like authors change their plans for a story like while it's like being serialized? Because like this was probably written over the course of like what, 5 years, 10 years, like I don't know how long, right? But
for 300 chapters,
I think
probably
it depends
like
on like
10 plus
the
years.
writing team, right? Or in this case, the author itself, because like there's been, I mean, films and TV shows that, you know, now we know they're just poorly planned, and then they were trying to like, you know, like fix the plot like towards the end, like you know, cough Star Wars sequels, but
ooh, I thought that would be a good topic. We just rip into the sequels.
So like I think it depends on like the author. In this case, like yeah, I've like unless the author says that or said that that it was one way or the other, it's hard to say, right?
I am tempted to say that at least this part of the series was planned out in advance, because it doesn't break the pre-established rules of the universe, right? Like even from the first chapter, you already know that this black ball can somehow like control like people, whether people live or die, and it like that's why I don't think it's cop-outy. I was like, oh wow, that's kind of cool when like that was first revealed, right? Because it keeps changing the the goal points for the series, right? Like, because at first you think that like the series will end when the characters get 100 points and they clear it and they go home, right? But then when they actually do, the goalpost is extended. Right? It's like, oh shit, now I can bring my best friend back, and
wait, so
like, we're both gonna survive, yeah.
So the character picked to revive his friend, basically.
Yeah, and then it's like it's really interesting because like at what point
he didn't pick the really good weapon. I feel like that's
no.
Why did he add that then? He could have just said you could bring someone else back, or just bring yourself back.
The
why
really
did
good
he
weapon?
Add yeah.
Because there are multiple characters who clear like the 100 points thing, and they actually use that option.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like
that's
like
a troll pick.
No, it's not, because like there are certain people who like really enjoy the death game, like they like it, and like the strongest character in the series has cleared the game 7 times, and he has like this arsenal of just like.
Wait, it's a game? I thought it's like an alien thing. Like
it is, but to them it's a game, right? To them it's a game.
Oh, okay.
So because they're teleported to this like where the Gantz ball is like every week, and then they have to like. They're given a assigned target and they have to like kill it, and like it bends the rules in a really interesting way, because like the main character's girlfriend finds out about Gantz, and Gantz immediately assigns the next mission to kill the main character's girlfriend. So we get like some
we
get some like
there?
inter-character like drama and fighting and all that, and like she dies.
So what did the main character do?
The main character defends his girl like a fucking Chad, and
isn't that like against the game then?
Yeah, kind of, but like Gantz doesn't like.
It doesn't care.
Doesn't directly like fuck with you. It's not like, you know, like that. Well, actually, you do have a bomb in your head, but like it doesn't. The Gantz doesn't detonate the bomb for that. And like I don't know, like you see what I mean? Like it twists the rules of the scenario in really interesting ways. And then so after reviving his friend, he's like, well, fuck, now I have to keep playing this game to revive my girlfriend too. But anyway,
Wait, why?
So
the girlfriend died?
yeah, the girlfriend died.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Big
and
fan.
then but he revives her. And so the one thing that I picked out about the series is like death and despair is a really really prominent theme in the story. You know, people die in some pretty horrible ways, and like some of the later aliens feel like really just like broken levels of strong. Like there's this one character, like just one alien that keeps like regenerating into different more and more powerful forms each time, and he's just ripping through everyone. And it really got the sense of like humanity contending with like impossible odds and contending with kind of monsters as like a theme, and it never felt contrived. Like even though there were characters who were strong and like were able to beat monsters sometimes, like it never felt like a shonen power fantasy. It was kind of like Attack on Titan in the sense where I was like, this is really cool, but I would hate being in this world because I would die. I would be one of the fodder characters that would just die on like mission 1 type shit.
Exactly. All right.
And then
I see.
so regarding the romance and relationships in this series, so Kurono, who was like the main character, he starts as a fucking incel loser, and like at first I was kind of annoyed, but then like as I read on, I kind of liked it because it was like his sentiment was basically like, wow, I was nice to this girl. Why does she not give me the goods immediately? This is
Dude,
bullshit.
Skyler,
right?
you should make this into a video essay. This is like this is like a 30-minute like video.
Yeah, it's a video essay at this point.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah, this kicks off my YouTube career. But
Yeah,
over the course of the series, he so what I want actually to get you guys' input on was like he transitions from being this kind of incel loser into being like this total Chad that's like willing to like, he's just a good guy at this point. Like and part of it is he just rediscovers the things that he gave up as a child in the process of growing up, and that's one thing I wanted to touch on with you guys, because like when he's fighting this one alien, he remembers like, oh yeah, when I was a kid, I didn't give a fuck about anything. I thought I could do anything, and like, I would get up to all these crazy shenanigans, and I didn't hesitate so much. I wasn't so fearful. I wasn't so trapped by kind of the realism of things. And the part that I thought was really interesting was that he had that aspect with him as a child, and that kind of died away as he grew up, but he regains that. And before I continue gushing about this series, do you guys want to dissect that theme a little bit?
Wait,
I have no idea. I mean, to me, it sounds like
Have you guys not like lost parts of
Yeah.
yourself as a child and then like regained parts of of yourself?
I definitely have.
Really?
Well,
Okay.
I have lost, but I haven't like regained. I feel like
It's pretty rare. I would say that like in relation to what you're saying about like, you know, fear or whatever, I think like it's very very normal, I think, as a kid when you have less like the when you know less about the world, or like you have less kind of like, how do you say it, feelings of like I don't know what there's a word to describe this, but basically like people, or like you have less of a fear of what other people think about you and that kind of stuff, and so you're going to be more willing to try new things. You're not going to think as much about like what will other people think of me when I do this, because like I mean, like whether we like it or not, like the fact of the matter is like we are in a sense held back by like what other people think of us, because
suddenly
like
Joe Biden. Sorry. He said the fact of the matter is anyway, sorry.
Yeah. So like we are affected, like the actions that we take are often affected by like how we think other people will perceive us, whether that's like society in general or like our friends or whatever, or just like people in public or whatever. We often are like our actions are dictated by those things. But I think like as a kid, or like generally, the less knowledge that you have about like that anything, like you'll have less fear and you'll be more courageous to take on those things. So that's why like as a kid you tend to be you tend to not care as much about what other people think about you, right? And so you're going to be more willing to try other things because you don't really know any better in that sense.
Yeah.
But like as you grow older,
That's true.
because like we are more aware of what other people think and what like people around us think about us, and more self-conscious, then we tend to like shy away from those same opportunities that we might have taken as a kid, if you know what I mean.
I'm not referring necessarily to like the recklessness of the kid. It's more like just the broader stroke of a part of yourself that you regained. And I guess for Tiger, he says he hasn't had that.
No,
I've definitely had that. Like
Well,
where it's
okay,
like,
in
give
what
an example.
sense?
Give an example.
Yeah.
I guess my project work would be a good one because like I remember as a
Did you,
child
like-
I was like
sorry,
really
okay.
really creative. I was really creative as a child, and that kind of died away, and then that came back, and then that kind of died away a little again, and then like now I'm in this like second renaissance or whatever of like what I'm able to.
How did it
to
die?
create things.
Like, how did it go? How did you lose that?
I'm
Or, like,
I'm more so
that
just
creative.
noticed that I didn't do it anymore, and
Yeah, but that's a little
that I had
different for
lost
me because
passion
like
for it.
that's like an action, right, that you're taking instead of like a personality trait. Because like I don't really think of creativity really as being or in the sense of doing creative things. I don't think that's necessarily a personality trait. It's more so like an action or project that you're taking on, and that can come and go as time goes on. Like we talked about this before, but it's like it's pretty rare for people to be doing the same thing for like many years in a row, especially if it's not your main focus in life. So in this case, you're doing like engineering and stuff as like
Right.
that's what
Okay.
you're
So
going
in
to
terms
school
of
for
like
and stuff, right? But
a personality trait, then I would say like I've been less pensive. I think is the word. It's like I remember being like if you guys had met me during my time in Hong Kong, I'm not sure entirely you guys would probably like me actually. And I see aspects of that kind of coming back to me now. And in that case, that's more of a negative trait. But okay, so I guess we can move on because I feels like you guys don't have didn't really have those types of experiences, so that's fine. Yeah, so he becomes a total Chad, and the celebrity dies. So imagine like Taylor Swift dies, and Taylor Swift is pulled into Gantz.
What is it? Wait, what? There's a celebrity
There's
now.
the celebrity that dies. Yeah, in the show, in the series, a celebrity dies, and she becomes a part of the death game, right? Because the prerequisite is you have to die in real life, and then it still is real life, but like you die normally, and then Gantz will revive you, and then you have this like kind of not simulated, but like pseudo, kind of like a fragile life / existence where you have to be part of these alien hunting missions, right?
people don't die
And-
when they're killed.
No, what?
People don't die when they're killed.
Yeah, and well, actually, in Gantz, you die like for real if you die on a mission. But if you're injured really heavily, the teleportation will heal all your injuries. So as long as you can survive until the mission is complete, you still have a chance.
Yeah.
Anyway, so remember, at this point, main character Chrono has become like a total Chad, and the celebrity falls in love with him. But at this point, so I think it was really funny because there was a chapter where basically one of his asshole friends at school like dares him to go out with like this sort of plain looking girl, and they actually really hit it off, and like so it's repeatedly pointed out that the main character's girlfriend is not really that pretty or special, and she's actually drawn that way, which I really like because in this
How
type
do you
of
draw
story,
an anime girl
huh?
like that? No, I'm
Yeah,
curious.
you definitely can. Like,
Send a pic.
Hang on.
Send a picture.
Alright.
No, 'cause it's just like I've never seen a like an anime girl that was like drawn on purposely to not look very good. If you know what I'm saying. Yeah.
I mean, there are cases where that happens, like where it's part of their personality trait.
Oh wow, okay. I was looking at her Wikipedia page. They picked a very pretty girl to be her live action counterpart. I don't like that. Okay, well actually I'm gonna share my screen real fast. That's
Live
what she
action.
looks like. But like she's not very very
Oh,
pretty,
okay.
right?
Yeah.
Like, and this is the celebrity chick. Actually no, that's not the celebrity chick. But like this is her live action representation. Like she's not ugly enough. Unfortunately.
Yeah, but like the thing is like you can't like for live action there has to be some mainstream like appeal,
yeah.
right? So you can't just like pick. Yeah.
Oh,
There's
and this
some
is
rules to
when
that.
his girlfriend gets fucking killed. Unlucky.
Feels bad. Oh my
That
god,
was bad.
that's gruesome.
Like, actually, yeah, I should show you guys some of the imagery from Gans because it's pretty fucking,
Pretty lit. Let's go.
pretty. It's like, it's a large part of the series is its visual appeal. I want to say, and it is like just, like there's tits on the wiki, right? Like it dives headfirst into like the
Gotcha.
like this kind of more primal side of human existence. But hang on. So okay, where was I? Oh yeah, but he chooses to stick with his girl. I feel like in a lesser series, in an isekai series or something, like the protagonist would just get the hot girl, right? Like that's almost kind of a given.
I don't know. I think that's like not
Feels Batman.
not really
This is good.
true because like in general, like how anime is written is basically with like very few exception. It's like okay, you see a main girl and they're introduced relatively early on in the series. So I don't know the context of this, but like basically like generally it's like a main girl who's introduced very early on in the series, and then like sometimes there's going to be like arcs where they kind of like have quarrels or like there's other girls that are introduced and stuff, but like the conclusion of the series tends to be like with the main girl with like very few exception, and there are cases where like the main character doesn't stick with the main girl, but like those are more exceptions to the rule than like things that you can like actually cite as examples, right?
Yeah, and like the other thing is that if it's not that, it's like everybody just looks awesome, like great, right? Like literally everybody is attractive in the show, at least on like the female front. And
but I feel like appearance.
So that was one
is
thing
not,
that stood.
Appearance often doesn't dictate like that's why they chose them. Like the point is that like they try to push some sort of theme. Like okay, so in this case, the main girl is maybe it's not supposed to look like that pretty, and then like that's supposed to be pushing like kind of a theme within the series or something like that. Like I don't know the entire context behind it, but that's the point, right? Like it's not really about like whether or not the girl is pretty, it doesn't dictate like the reason the guy chose her, if that makes any sense. It's like highlighting a character trait within the main character to be able to stick with her, like despite not being pretty or whatever. But like it's not like within anime, it's very uncommon for the main girl not to get picked, is what I'm saying. Right.
Yeah, and like so this series is not structured in a way where like there was a main girl and blah blah blah, because like the first girl the main character ever has sex with dies like in a mission, and it's like well, it's hard to talk about without like going into like all the details of the series, but basically it's laid out really well and it feels much more real than like even something like Origairu, where it was like almost destined from like the first episode that Yukino and Hashiman would get together. It was more of a matter of how, right?
Yeah.
So that was interesting to me, and that was I'm not sure every man would have done that, right? Like if you had a girlfriend beforehand, but then like I don't know, pick your celebrity like Taylor Swift, or if it's not Taylor Swift, like what's a celebrity that we would all
that's
go out
like
with?
the entire point of the
that
situation of arising, right? Because like, okay, first off, it's a fictional character, so let's be real, like it's a fictional character. He's supposed to be highlighting a trait within the character to bring the situation up, but like then the point of it is basically to show that he's like loyal, or like appearance is not the only thing that matters to him. It's about like the personal connection that he builds or whatever. Like that's the idea, right?
Yeah, but then get this later. So, yeah, what seems to matter in that relationship is that the fact that they chose each other, and that was the thing that seems to matter. Like it didn't like their flaws didn't matter so much as the fact that they were like, all right, I choose you, and that was like the entire crux of their relationship. But the fucking celebrity chick kind of like loses her mind a little bit, and when she reaches 100 points, guess what she decides to do?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
She decides to revive the main character again. So there's like a copy of him.
We can do that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, "You can do that," And so basically, it's kind of revealed that like the Gantz basically has like save files for like every human who's ever been in the game or like has died as part of the game kind of thing, and like they can just like a fucking computer file just be like copied and like brought back again. So she like fucking clones the main character, and at first the clone is like, yo, what the fuck, like you can't do this to me, blah blah blah, like this is crazy, this is psychotic, like. And the clone main character still likes his girlfriend, right? Like, because it's a clone of him. And so, like, the main character and the clone are, like, butting heads and, like, basically, like, yo, what the... And obviously the main character's like, well, I'm not giving you my girl. Fuck, back the hell off. And, like, the clone's like, but I'm you kind of thing. And so, eventually the clone just goes with the celebrity, and, like, that's the end of that. But I thought that was so funny when that first happened. Like, kind of... like, is that not just like a crazy concept?
I don't know. It's so like.
I mean, I think that's like a normal.
That's so troll to me, right?
It's
very troll.
actually like a pretty common quote unquote plot point. It's used like.
Really?
I mean,
Wait,
I've seen it
really?
a few times. Yeah. Not like this exact thing, but like
cloning.
Like cloning.
I know, but like cloning a main character.
Yeah.
So
I've seen it before.
Really? Okay. Okay. This is
Quite a few times.
It's kind of weird to me.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's also new to me. I've never really seen this done before.
Weird conclusion, but yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I read a lot of underground manga.
The thing is, like,
all right.
So I'm also gonna show you some like screen grabs. I'm like, look at the way this alien is rendered. Look at the way this alien is drawn. Like,
it's black.
I don't see anything.
On the screen, I can't see anything. Rip. Technical difficulties, folks.
Sorry. Dude, donate to our Patreon and we'll have and we'll get better computers and stuff.
Yikes.
We have a Patreon now?
We don't,
No.
but I'm messing around. Thanks to our sponsor. We don't have a sponsor.
Bro.
Is it showing now? It's still black?
No.
Why is this
still black?
Oh wait, you see it?
No.
Nope. I no. I mean, I see your cursor, but I don't see.
Oh wait, it doesn't show the thing. What? That's so dumb.
Dude, just like screenshot or something.
Yeah, just take a screenshot.
What the fuck you doing, man?
Okay, fine. I'll just send this image.
Oh no, we can see it now.
I see it now.
Oh, okay.
Wait, no, now we can't. Wait.
Go back to whatever you.
I saw that for like 1 sec. Okay, it's okay. We have the screenshot.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay.
Now.
Is that an alien?
Yeah,
Nice.
and then like.
What's the thing like in the back, like the white stuff that's coming out?
I don't know. And then,
I don't know what you're doing, but you're definitely fucking with it. You could have just shared your screen instead of the window. Anyway.
This guy was trolling.
Strange windows.
What's new?
Oh, screens. Okay, yeah, just share screen.
No,
okay.
I mean I see it now.
Okay, I see it. All right, dude. Like this man just gets like fucking ripped up. Like look at this.
That's very gruesome.
Right, and then like this, like they're killing an alien here. Like
that's an alien. This looks like a really buff dude.
Yeah, and then like look at this. Like look at the.
You know what? It kind of reminds me of. Because the thing coming out from the back kind of looks like fire. It kind of reminds me of Ghost Rider.
I mean, I can kind of see that, but like I don't know. In the manga, in the moment, like you feel the character's terror. No, this is one of the side characters, but he's a badass. I'm not really gonna talk about them. And then like these fucking ugly ass aliens invading. Like, look at this fucker.
Damn. Is that the main character?
Yeah, this one on the right's the main character.
Can we talk about the fact that like every main character looks the same?
I guess. Like yeah, this is the Gantz ball, like just this black ball that like
they're all just like spiky hair, like not too tall, not too short, not super buff, but then also like not that skinny. And then it's just like
it's supposed to be like the everyman, and I kind of get that.
But like the thing is, like, not a lot of people even look like that. So that's like, anyways.
Really?
Anyway,
but also like look at this alien, dude. Like look at it. Just oh my god. Like it's so fucky. And like, look at this,
What the fuck even is that? It's just like,
dude. And then this one kind of disturbed me. It was like, so this character right here,
what the fuck?
this character
fuck?
right here is like a total sex maniac. He bones everything. He even bones like aliens and stuff. Like the aliens that
Okay.
he's supposed to hunt, he bones them, and then like he
Wait,
dies
how
by
does that work?
he
how the
dies
fuck does
by
that
an
work?
alien made of woman, and yeah.
Wait, how does that work? How does he bone the aliens that he's supposed to hunt?
Exactly the way you think that would happen.
I have no idea. I'm asking you.
I mean,
I mean,
They
you don't
have
have to answer
orifices.
it.
They have
You can say, I guess
orifices,
it's not
and he-
appropriate.
And he does his
Wait.
business. Yeah,
Wait.
and like see like
Wait, what?
look at this fucker.
You know what?
Look at
I'll
this.
stop questioning that. But what the fuck?
Like I don't think I could properly convey the
Damn, this design is very gory. There's a lot
Right,
of like
Yeah,
you know,
it looks very gory.
unattached limbs and limbless bodies.
yeah, and then like these other aliens.
Dude, that looks like a Digimon. Holy fuck!
creatures that they
The
have
thing on the
to-
side. No,
have to
actually,
fight.
I'm talking about this one. I'll find the specific one. It's Gen 4. Gen 4 Digimon.
There's
No, Gen
and
3.
Digimon?
I'm sorry.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Sorry,
fuck.
I'm not well educated in the Digimon
Dude, Digimon's poggers.
poggers. All right, let's
Yeah.
move on. We shouldn't be spending like an hour
All right,
on-
okay, we should
on
move
talking
on.
about anime.
Okay.
Let's be real.
So, the final thing is that at one point they basically meet with God, and
Wait, God.
yeah.
Okay, sorry.
And
Yeah.
the God is basically like, I don't know, like this is like my reasons are beyond your comprehending kind of thing. And then he also says like, oh, humans are just matter, and like you guys like you guys aren't special. There's no meaning, blah blah blah. And the main characters obviously like they fight back against that, right? And
Wait,
so
how?
to
Okay. Yeah,
well,
sorry.
they fight. Actually, so the clone of the main character fucking just jumps at the god and tries to cut him in half, and the god just like snaps his finger and like he fucking Thanos erases him from existence.
Wait, so the clone got. Okay, I see.
Yeah, the clone
Alright.
gets wrecked.
So does Taylor Swift have to res a new one?
No, Taylor Swift also gets wrecked, but later in the series.
Wait, Taylor Swift gets wrecked. That's what feels bad, man.
Actually, no, wait. Now I think about it. No, Taylor Swift gets wrecked before the clone gets wrecked.
Oh, that's what feels bad, man.
Oh yeah, and then the clone's all like, "Oh, actually, I loved you the whole time," blah blah blah. And so the god's like, "Okay, to prove my point," he snaps his fingers again and like revives everybody who died, like across the course of this show. And like some of them, like they form relationships and they have regrets with whatever. And like at first, the main characters are like, just like, "Well, what the like they get the chance to like apologize and like like you know they get to see them again, right? Like imagine being able to see a loved one again, kind of thing. And then like right after like they like greet each other and like say like their emotional goodbyes, like or whatever, like the god snaps his fingers again and they just like turn into puddles of blood. And it was like, what? Like he just fucking deletes them afterwards. And like that reinforces that theme of like death and despair that I was talking about earlier. But also just like to you guys, what if any is there like intrinsic value to human life, and or like what would you do when faced with that type of situation?
I mean, I don't think God exists. So to me, humans are just like matter. So
Yeah, I mean
So,
humans like
Michael?
I don't really think much of like. Yeah, I mean, I'm only going through life like for the purpose of try to establish myself as or like try to have like happiness, or like this is a whole bigger talk, right? But like I'm only here, or the stuff I'm experiencing is only going to matter now. So like probably the things that happen later on and like after I die or whatever, like they won't matter to me because I don't have any experiences with that. So like the stuff that happens in our lifetime is the only things that we can experience. So like humans are just like, I don't know, like we're physical beings, like we're matter, if you want us to put it that way.
Oh, this is the scene. This is the scene actually where the god revives the people. They're naked for some reason or other, and they get to like interact with him, and then he just deletes them afterwards. So okay, Tiger's full atheist. Just be like, And
I
Michael's
mean, yeah,
like,
but it's not like,
I don't
but it's
believe in
not
God
like
either.
because I think humans are just matter. Then I don't care for like life and stuff. But I'm just saying that I don't think there's like an intrinsic meaning or like special
Yeah, I
kind
agree.
of thing. It's just
We
like,
aren't
yeah,
special. Like we're special in the sense that like evolution has gotten to the point where we can like have like
right.
introspection and
Talk
have
about
like
this,
society. And
right?
yeah. But like we're not special in the sense that like after we die we're gonna go somewhere and like our souls are gonna like convene like with God or whatever.
Right.
Like I believe
That's
that
yeah.
we only exist as like who we are now, and like when we die, none of that is going to like carry over. Like we're not going to be transported to another world or like go to heaven or like hell or whatever it is. Like I don't
Yeah.
believe in that.
Yeah.
okay.
I mean,
Dude, I totally
it
forgot.
would be cool to be wrong, but
Yeah, it
I
would be
don't
cool to
think-
be wrong, but
I don't think that's the case, unfortunately.
I totally forgot to mention there are like vampires, like psychic vampires in the series
Of course
as well,
there are.
and they hunt the
Are
main
there also
cast.
werewolves?
No werewolves, only vampires.
Feels bad, man. What about
Um,
like zombies, like Japanese zombies, like the ones with like a paper on their face and they like jump? I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about, but as far as I remember, I mean, it was a long series, and I binged it. Like, oh, this is the God character, by the way.
Is there a character that's like 1,000 years old, but it's actually a little girl?
No,
wait, what the fuck
But
is
looks
that?
like a
Hitler?
little girl. Okay, all right.
and then it's like because he like goes through the different faces, right? Like that's
Oh,
Gandhi
okay.
and stuff, and I think that's Mandela.
Okay, what the
Um,
fuck? What's going
yeah.
on?
This is the God character.
Oh, wait, God is a bunch of like humans that aren't
I
even
think he's
like great.
He's like taking forms that they can understand.
That's
Right?
fucking-
Here, look, yeah, guys. I should have taken some quotes and have you guys react. Thoughts and emotions are merely a product of minor electrical currents. You're no different from your own electronic devices, just a bit more complex.
I mean, I actually think the thoughts and emotions one is absolutely true.
Yeah.
How about this?
That plus
No.
chemicals, like
Yeah,
in
God,
your brain,
Yeah.
you cling
the
to
chemical
voltage does
reactions
not
in your brain,
exist.
but yeah.
Yeah, from you're microscopic, no more than insects. If hundreds or millions of you die, be of no importance. to
Wait,
us.
who's the Asian one? There was an Asian one just now. Go back. Go back.
Go back. Wait.
There was an Asian one just now.
Asian.
No, that's not Asian. I saw an Asian one just now.
Oh, look, kitties.
Oh, no, I saw it. Wait. Oh, that's pretty cute. Wait. Just go back once more, if you can. No, I mean, it's just like, okay, well, I guess it's too late now, but there was an Asian one where like the face is Asian. I don't know why I'm trying to find
Look at
it.
this Einstein
But-
too.
Einstein, Poggers.
Poggers.
Who's the, okay, yeah.
Marilyn Monroe, I think.
Yeah.
Why is Marilyn Monroe on a list with Einstein and Gandhi? The fuck?
I think it's just prominent humans.
Marilyn Monroe. Okay. All right. No, I mean, okay, sure.
Yeah, look at this alien, dude. Look at how ugly it is.
It's the
Okay.
Cyclops.
This is. All right, we're
Wait,
dragging
actually,
along.
it looks really weird.
To wrap this up real quickly, there were plot holes. There were honestly kind of a bunch, but I didn't really care that much. I read the whole thing. Oh, I put the number down. 383 chapters over 3 days, and I didn't really have time
What
to
the
dwell on the plot
fuck?
holes.
300
That's a lot of chapters.
chapters over 3 days. There's
Yeah,
100 days. There's 100 chapters a day.
I've done that
Yeah,
before, but
did you,
definitely not.
I'm a
How
god.
fast
else?
can you read? How fast can you? Yeah, I mean, the author should have drawn Skyler into that god figure there. But sorry, okay.
No, like
how
definitely
fast
read-
can you read a chapter?
No,
don't
chapters
know,
are like
like,
30,
it's 100
30 to 40
chapters.
pages, right? And then
I don't,
That's
I didn't keep
insane.
track.
100 chapters in a day. That's insane.
really, well, I do that like quite not frequently, but I've
I mean,
done
then
that
you
on
have to
multiple
read-
occasions. It
How
takes me
long
like
does that take?
4 to 6 hours, like for 100 chapters.
But 6 hours is pretty
I
long.
want to say it's something similar as well. Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah. It's basically like
I guess
I
that's
would do
doable.
nothing
6
else
hours
for
doable.
like I would do nothing else for an entire night and then just read. Like like I've done it on a few occasions, but don't feel good about it afterwards.
I enjoyed this series, so I thought the ending was like, I wanted more epilogue stuff. Like I wanted to see like their life after everything is over, but it was
It's
basically just
always like that. Always, I want to know like what happens after like the
Yeah, but
the
then like
climax.
when they do do it, it's like disappointing, or like it's just like
Yeah, but I
eh.
still want to know like what the fuck does like Ray do after episode 9? You know?
she goes and plays Raid Shadow Legends, today's sponsor. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, so I guess to finish off my point,
sorry.
there were some plot holes. I didn't really care, and I didn't really have time to dwell on it just because I read the whole thing so fast. Because I didn't like read it, and like, I didn't have, it wasn't like I didn't read it week to week, right? Like I didn't have time to like think about it and process and blah, blah. It was just like story, consume story, story, consume story. So like, there wasn't really time for
I
that.
actually think like in general, okay, so my personal opinion on it is like the plot holes are less relevant to me than the overall enjoyment factor, because like if I'm not looking at this like, am I judging this for like the perfect piece of art or whatever? Like that's not why I'm like reading manga, right? I'm not like in search of like the absolute best story that can be written in like written by humanity or something. It's like I'm looking for enjoyment. So like it doesn't matter as much to me if there's plot holes, as long as if you can overlook them because of like the overall enjoyment that you can like derive from the alternative, I guess.
I agree with Michael, and like also, it's as long as the plot holes don't take away from like significantly from my enjoyment of the series, I'm okay with them.
Yeah, like I think like almost okay. There's a few, maybe there's like maybe one or two exceptions, but like almost all of my favorite anime and manga, like there's plot holes. Like there's things that if you like analyze really closely that may not make that much sense, and like parts of the story that maybe aren't exactly how they would happen in real life or anything, but like that doesn't matter as much as long as like I enjoyed like the ride or whatever, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I agree
Another
with that.
image I want to show you guys. Like this is the level of fucked the series.
Yo, I have a question. How are they going to portray this kind of stuff inside the live action? Like, I feel like they won't be able to.
I don't know, man. That's why I would say just read the manga. Like, forget the anime, forget the whatever. Just read the
Live
manga.
action
My
tends
question:
to
why
be-
would they make a live action for stuff that requires very,
like I
almost
think
like
it's just like a money
Lovecraftian
thing.
kind of?
It's just like
Okay,
a
you
money
think
thing,
so?
right? Like I don't know, like they've done this for like a lot of, I don't know if you've heard about it, but there was like a Dragon Ball live action movie that came out like last year or 2 years ago or something, and it was like fucking terrible. Like, I mean, like you can't do Dragon Ball fights in live action, right? It's just like not really gonna work.
You can't.
And then they tried it, and yeah, I mean, on top of the fact that they like changed the story and they made it worse, like yeah, like the animation or whatever, like it's not even going to be close to like the anime or the manga, right? Like you're not going to be able to portray the same things, because like you can draw cartoon characters doing something and make it look realistic, but like you can't have real people replicate those things.
Right.
Only if you're Chad enough. But no, I agree.
All right. Let's move on.
So
Yeah.
shit.
Do you want to
think-
skip to 3, or do you want to?
Yeah,
do
I think
another?
that's enough. That's enough reviewing for one time.
Okay,
So,
we'll save the next one for the next episode then.
All right. Yeah. Michael.
Okay, so what I wanted to talk about today, okay, so these next 2 points kind of relate to each other, but I'll start with this. So this is a phrase that I guess I'm going to coin, creator reward. But basically what I mean by that is when we create things, like I think all three of us have done it at some point, with like Skyler with his shows and stuff, or even like creating his desk and stuff, Tiger with his music, and then me with my stuff. But basically, like I think we have this sort of feeling that like when we see when other people tell us that it's good, it is like a different type of feeling. Do you guys know what I mean?
No.
Yeah, a little bit. But I feel like most people just say, "Yeah, it's good," but like I don't actually care, because
Really?
It's more important for it to be
it's
good
not
by
that I don't
my
care. It's
standards,
just
I
like
guess. I'm
it's like
selfish like that.
what are they supposed to say? It's bad? Like no, right? So
Okay,
So like it's not because I don't care about if I think that somebody genuinely thinks that it's good, then it feels good. But most of the time, it's just like yeah, it's good, right? So
I don't know. Okay, so I kind of broke this. Like I was thinking about this for earlier, but there's kind of like three different levels for me of like this reward. So it's like there's a reward of people that like you're talking about like expectation, right? So it's like, or what I mean by that is like when people that you expect to already tell you that it's good, or really they don't have another option. Like if you're posting with friends or you're staying with your family or like you're posting on a message board or whatever, and like the only thing that you're going to be expecting is like positive comments basically. In that case, it feels okay, but you know, whatever. And then there's the second level, which is random people that you don't know telling you that it's good, like basically without prompt or whatever. Like I think that's like the second level. And then the third level is basically like people that you know but don't expect to tell you that it's good, like maybe famous people, like or whatever. Like if somebody else like somebody of I don't know, how do you say it, like of significance in your life that they don't know you, for example, but you know them, like a not really like a celebrity, but like, you know, somebody who
right. No, I see what you're saying.
holds like a position of power within, or not position of power, a position of importance within your life that you don't really they don't really know who you are, and that is probably like the one that feels the best, right? So those are like the three levels of like what I would say are like creator reward. And then okay, so like what I wanted to get your guys' input is like, why do you guys like to pursue creative things, right? Like what, personally, I feel that creator reward is like a huge part of why I would like to pursue those creative things, because like it's about kind of like the feedback loop, or that kind of like feeling of when other people tell me that something I've made is like legitimately good is a lot of the motivation that I use towards like continuing to do those things.
Oh, for me, I think it's clout. More of the. Sorry.
He wants clout.
Yeah. For me, I think it's like the like the doing itself is fun, which is why I do it. That's the main thing, because like for me, I don't even get that much from creator rewards. Like I feel like tier 1 doesn't really mean that much to me. Tier 2, I mean a little bit more, but at the end, it's not that important. Do you know what I'm saying?
Can you remind me what the tiers are again?
So tier 1 is somebody you know. Tier 2 is somebody you don't know. And tier 3 is somebody you know, but they don't know you, but that's like someone important.
Oh, like you respect, someone you respect?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
I've never really
for me,
I don't think.
I don't really care about tier 1. Unless you say it's bad. In that case, I'll have to reflect on why you said that. And then for tier 2, it's like cool, but it's like it's not that important. And then tier 3 would be cool, but I have not experienced that, so I have no idea.
Yeah, I think tier 3 is kind of, I guess, like the ultimate goal, but like I don't know, because I think it's kind of interesting, because I mean, I feel like there's definitely to the point where like you care at some level, right? Because
I care about it, but it's not the
online and stuff.
It's not the driving force behind it.
Okay, so like, I don't know, like, okay. Actually, Skyler can go first, and then I'll
Sure. Yeah. I'm also kind of particular in that I would want people to approve of my work in the same way that I approve of it. So like, if I like create something and they're like, "Oh, I like it," and be like, "Oh, why do you like it?" And if they like it for the same reasons that I like it, or like that I was designing for someone to like it, then I'm like even more elated about it. But if it's just like, oh, you know, like I think it's cool or whatever, like, or like, it actually irritates me more if they like kind of give me surface level praise, because it's like to me it shows that they don't really understand what I've done, or like they don't appreciate what I've done too much. Like, I like answering follow-up questions. I guess I'm kind of egotistical that way, where it's just like, yes, keep asking me about my work, and like like I can explain to you the full depths of my genius. I'm kidding, but right,
Okay,
like,
'cause part of it for me is also like I think that when I create something and other people give me feedback on it and like praise for that kind of stuff is a different kind of happiness than I can get like in any other like I can't feel that happy by like playing games, or I can't feel that happy like getting like a good grade on a test or like whatever, like, but for create like for if it's something that I've created, then I think like it's something that
it's unique, right?
yeah. So I don't know if that's like me, like part of my personality or whatever, but I think like I had the perspective that a lot of people like thought this way, at least. So I don't know.
So for creatives, I would say probably. I mean, like creators are like notoriously kind of fickle about like.
Yeah. Well, okay.
things.
I don't mean only just like creative reward, as in things that are like I don't just mean like fine arts or whatever. Like anything that you create, I think falls under this, because like if you're doing like I don't know. So like when you created your desk or whatever, like technically that's not like the purpose of that wasn't like a creative endeavor, right? But like I view that in the same vein, I guess.
I guess maybe it might be more helpful to recategorize it as like a unique endeavor, because like it's a domain of success, and it's a achievement that really only you could have, right? Is that fair to say?
In a sense, yeah. But okay, I don't know. I guess I might be like looking at it in a different way than most people, but I just feel like when I do like when I do drawing, like the reason I've stuck with it is not well, okay. In part, it's because I enjoy it, but like a lot of the enjoyment also comes from like when it's finished, like sharing it with other people, right? Like I can't just like sit in my room and draw like every day and like without having external gratification. Like we talked about this before, but
He needs the approval of others. He needs those Reddit karmas and upvotes and Facebook likes.
Yeah.
That's what he's
Well,
telling me.
I wouldn't even say social media is like necessary, but like because like a lot of when I was starting out, it was mostly just with like my close friends, and so like sharing with them was like very important, like the tier one basically of like success, basically when people I know, like close friends, are like talking with me about it, and like sharing with those people is like a huge part of the motivation, because like I can't just stay motivated by myself.
I'm almost the opposite, because it's like if I'm working on something, I almost kind of like for it to stay on the down low until I'm like done, or like at a point where I want to reveal it. Like I guess when did you guys know that I built the go-kart?
When you showed it to me.
What?
At Kent.
When you showed it to me, which I don't think you were done by when you showed it to me, but it was like
Tiger?
I don't know. You built a go-kart.
Oh.
We talked about this
So-
before, but
I forgot.
Yeah, I'm like rather secretive with my work, actually, because like I kind of prefer like the attitude of like work hard and let your results speak for themselves kind of thing. Like whether I succeed or fail, I kind of like it to be. Well, obviously I don't like sharing my failures, but like if it's success, like I kind of want it to wait for it to be that point before I
well, okay. I mean, it's less
unveil
about
it, so to
that and
speak.
more like okay, because what you're talking about is like when you finish the entire product, but like I'm saying like I'm not like sharing every step of my way through it, but like every time I like finish a drawing, then I'll share it, right? And that's like a little bit of a different thing, because like that's like if you have a bunch of small projects, and then like at the end of every project you're sharing it, not like
Okay,
throughout
sure,
the
yeah, I get
series
it. I-
of like like a series of projects or whatever. Like you're not gonna wait until the end of all of those projects to show them off. It's like kind of at the end of each one is what I'm saying.
I don't know. Yeah. To me that's not why, but I could see what you're saying.
Okay, so
Basically, yeah.
so
But that's just
in,
me,
in a
so-
broader sense, it's almost like, do you seek the approval of others, right? Like
It's not that. I think okay,
That's-
correct
that's
me
the
if
way I'm
I'm
taking
wrong.
it.
But what you're saying is that like other people saying that it's good gives you like the motivation to do more of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
that's like a large proponent of my motivation. Like,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not so for me.
For me, okay, so I don't do like hardcore drugs, but I can imagine like coming up with like a good like an idea that I think is good, and then like work on the song would be like get like basically getting that like feeling of like high of like heroin or something,
So
you
you,
know. But instead
so
of just being able to buy more heroin, I have to like work at it. But like the vast majority of time, I don't think the ideas are good. So I get that once in a while, and that's the
so what you're
motivation, I
saying is that
suppose.
your enjoyment
Like
or
the
your
doing itself is fun.
okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Like I would say that I enjoy the day to day, but like I wouldn't be doing it if I hated it. But like a lot of the enjoyment for me comes from sharing it with other people.
all right.
It's kind of interesting.
I don't know if it's. I wouldn't even say it's the majority for me. It's like because there've been times where like I make something and I don't think it's that great, but other people like it, and like that doesn't make like obviously I enjoy that, but it doesn't make me like significantly happier, or it doesn't really
Oh,
change
I mean,
my
like
opinion
if
of
I
my
don't
own
think
work.
it's good and other people tell me
Oh,
it's good,
yeah.
that doesn't make me happy. But that's like a kind of a different thing.
I guess
I'm
would
just
you
saying,
weight
like,
your own opinion of your work higher or lower than other people's opinion of your work? And I'm saying that as an aggregate, compounding tier 1, 2, and 3.
Higher.
um, well, I guess like I look for different things from what I hear from other people, because like okay, so like specifically when it comes to drawing, like there's one person, like a few people that I know are better than me at art, so like when they tell me criticism, like yeah, I value those higher. But like when I'm talking to people who like don't know much about art, what I'm looking for is not really about their criticism, it's more about like
The vibes.
yeah, like it's just I want to share it, right? It's not really just like it's not just about like I'm not sharing with them to get their professional opinion on like how good they think the art is. I'm sharing it to like I don't know, feel good about myself. Like there are
Yeah.
people I share it with,
No, I was
like it's just to feel good, right? Like I don't think that they're gonna tell me like real criticism, because like they probably don't know any better. Like I hate putting it that way, but like they don't know any better, right? Like there's gonna be people who don't really know much about art. They'll like be able to say like, oh, that's cool, or that's good, or whatever, but they won't be able to tell me like, oh, this is good because like whatever reasons, or this is bad because whatever reasons. But like it's like a feel good share. Like I'm sharing it with them because like I just want to show other people that I like what I'm working on.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of what I'm talking about, like the creator reward, when they can say, you know, it's good, or like that's pretty cool, or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do.
I
just
know what
don't
you
really
mean, yeah.
share that sentiment that much. I think I don't.
Interesting.
The approval of others, I guess, matters for creative endeavors.
Okay.
Matters
Would you
insofar
care?
that
Okay. Would you care if the show you're working on is well received?
yeah.
So
Although
that's basically what Maiko is saying.
Yeah, that's
right?
basically what I'm
Because I
saying.
think it's a bit different. Like engineering and art is not exactly the
But
same.
even
so
if it wasn't,
I could see why you don't really fit. Yeah, sorry.
But here's the thing: even if it wouldn't really change my perception of the quality of my own work, almost, because I would.
But like
I would probably have the
with,
elitist
like-
attitude where I'd be like, "Well, they just didn't get it," or like it wasn't executed faithfully, or like the actors
Sure,
were
but
bad,
it would
right?
feel
Like,
better if people loved it, right? Is
Yeah,
what?
so
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
talking
for
about
sure,
like
right?
That's the point. Yeah.
I'm talking about the high of like the high, I guess, of other people telling you that it's good. Like basically, if you released your show, okay, so it's possible maybe the reason that you don't know this yet is maybe because you don't have that many creative endeavors that people have told you that it's cool on. Maybe like after you release the show, you might feel different. But I'm saying like, you know, if somebody like random who like, okay, what if somebody random that you had no idea who they were, they had no idea who you were, they came up to you and they were like, I loved the podcast, and the podcast was like, it changed my life, and you know, I love it, I watch every episode. Like,
Oh dear.
that,
I'd be like,
that would
"Thanks,
be
man."
that would be like a tier 2 level praise, right? Like basically that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, what if somebody came up to you and said that? Like, would you, like, what do you think that would make you like really happy? Like, what kind of level of satisfaction would you get from that kind of interaction, or do you not care? Like, do you not care that much?
That would make me happy, but I think that would only be because it reinforces what I think already, which is that this is a pretty good podcast. I like that we
Seriously,
have quality
you think
content.
this is a good podcast? You actually
do.
think that?
I do.
You
But
gotta be trolling me, right?
Tiger's allowed to be wrong. You know, people can grow up.
How many podcasts do you listen to?
Two, sort of.
Okay,
ish.
even if you listen to two, this is not. What are you talking about? This is a good podcast.
We're amazing.
Sorry. Okay.
We're
Okay.
amazing.
No, okay, so here's like basically if we were to categorize this, like what I'm saying is like the tier 1 rewards is like somebody that we know, like a close friend of ours, like, you know, maybe somebody that watched the podcast last night. That would be like a tier 1 reward, right? It's basically like somebody that we expect to kind of say like nice things to us about the stuff that we create, because like, yeah, like I'm not gonna go up to Tiger and be like, yeah, your song is shit, right? Like,
I mean, you could.
I mean, I could, but like,
and I wouldn't care that much actually about that. Like,
yeah,
it's
but like
not-
in general,
yeah.
like you tend to support your friends, and or like
yeah.
if your mom watched the podcast, she's not gonna say like, okay, maybe she is, but like most likely she's not gonna say like, oh, this is shit. Like you kind of have a certain level of expectation of people that you're close to, right? They're gonna be supportive of what you're trying to pursue. So then like
Yeah.
a tier 2 would be basically somebody you don't know at all. If they showed up in the comment section and be like, wow, this podcast was fucking amazing and I just binge watched the entire thing or whatever, that would be like a tier 2 kind of level of praise, I guess, a creator reward. And then like a tier 3 level would be like if somebody that you idolize or like kind of what you were inspired to create this, like, so if somebody from Trash Taste, like if Giga came and like watched it and then like, you know, he tweeted like, wow, check out these guys who actually do like great content or whatever,
That
like,
would be pretty
that would
hype,
be, like,
dude.
that'd be like a
That would
tier
be
3 kind
pretty
of
hype.
reward,
That would be
right?
ridiculous.
That would be pretty hype, dude.
But that's kind of what I'm talking about, right? So like I've only experienced tier 3
sponsor
kind
us.
of like
We'll do Bookwalker shorts for you.
but yeah, so like I've experienced like tier 3 once, like a couple months ago, I think, or no, like 1 month ago now, I think, or something like that. When I like posted my drawing on Twitter and like the VTuber like actually liked it, but that's like even to like a lesser degree than if like somebody like Giga like actually tweeted about it.
Oh, dude.
right?
Dude,
But-
that's like when I made a meme on Twitter and Lily Pichu
Yeah,
retweeted
exactly.
it.
Exactly.
I was like,
that.
whoa. Those poggers.
That's like a tier
Except
3 reward.
I'm not a memer, so, but yeah. Anyway.
Acknowledged by Lily Pichu.
But yeah, like
Yeah,
having
man.
that sort of like acknowledgement about something that you made, right? Like I think that is I don't know. I feel like it's a different kind of level of happiness or satisfaction. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
Okay, so
Um,
transitioning this into like the last topic I wanted to talk about was wait, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
Why is it so hard to get famous on the internet?
wait, is that oh, why is it so hard? Why do we wait, what do you mean why do we pursue it? Which one
Do
Like,
we want to
who-
be internet
who-
famous?
who's trying to get famous here? Or like
I don't think
internet
we're like
famous, or famous
legitimately
on the
trying.
internet?
Wait, Michael, you're muted.
I don't think we are. I think he said
Michael-
one sec.
Oh,
What?
well, we can talk
I don't
about his
think
topic without
we
him.
are. I feel like if we are, then we're not trying very hard.
No, yeah,
We're
it's
like-
more
No,
like
no, no.
I'm kind of like just. Yeah, go ahead.
Like none of us even have like active social media. Like that's
Yeah, okay,
that's like
okay.
how less.
So,
yeah.
so I wanted to talk about this for a variety of reasons, but like, okay, so when I say why do we pursue it, it's we impersonal. Like,
Oh,
why do
okay. As in
people-
people.
yeah, why do
Oh,
people
okay. No,
pursue
I
it?
understand. I understand.
So
I
like,
understand.
They need that clout, dude.
okay, so
social
I was like
creatures.
thinking about this for like a variety of reasons, but one of the things that I was like really thinking about was like, okay, so one of the things is like I feel like the internet is getting more and more like saturated, if you will. It's really hard to
Yeah.
be like original on the internet now because like it's only been around for like I guess like 10, 15 years or whatever, like the
Internet?
the
Oh,
modern
okay.
internet, like
Yeah,
the
sure.
modern internet.
Yeah, sure.
And so it's already getting to the point where like being very original on the internet is like very difficult, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like
Yeah.
it's really, really hard now. Not really, really hard, but I think it's like very difficult for people to get notoriety on the internet just for making good content, if you know what I mean.
Really? I think that's like the main thing. That plus like decent marketing gets you to a lot of places.
I don't know, because okay, so
I definitely think there's a lot of luck, like algorithm, basically. Like, I mean, you can do
Yeah, but
things to play yourself to the
algorithms
algorithm.
aren't luck based. It's there
They're
is luck,
complex to
but
the-
it's not the algorithm in my opinion. It's like a
Time and
sometimes you do
situation.
need to get the right people to just happen to be on, and then they see something you posted or something like that.
Yeah, okay, so I'm
You know,
curious.
and then if
like,
that person wasn't browsing their phone, they wouldn't have seen it, and then it wouldn't have gone
yeah, so
anywhere. Like
I'm
there's
curious.
luck in
Like,
that sense, but yeah.
out of the people who are okay, so out of the people who are successful, or like, wait, actually, let me phrase it a different way. So out of everybody who is talented and or like quote unquote talented or creates good content, what percentage of people who create good content are rewarded for like the level of like content that they make? Like, what do you think, percentage wise?
Wait, but what's the threshold of good content?
Okay,
Well, it's by your own
I guess not really
standards.
like not necessarily just good, but like are as big as they like deserve to be, if you will. Like if they create good content, then they're as big as like if they create like the best content, then they're like one of the biggest. And if they
Well,
create
clearly-
like, good content, then they are like relatively big.
So
or
you're
whatever.
only comparing content and not the marketing behind
We clearly
it. 'Cause
deserve
that's
all of the
important.
subs.
Yeah. I know that it's not the only thing about it, but like that's kind of like
So
what
we're only
part of the point.
talking about the content.
Yeah, we're only talking
Because
about
the thing is, like, okay, so because when you ask this question, I'm gonna think about it in like in kind of like on like music and stuff, right?
yeah.
But the
No,
thing is, like,
answer music.
if only the music is the content, but like in reality, not just the music. You know, like the content isn't just the music. It's also like the branding. You know, like what you look like. Your like
Yeah.
your videos, right? Your social media. Like the content isn't actually just the music. So it's hard to judge in that sense. But yeah, I'll still give you like my estimate, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't really care. I guess. I mean, well, it's always nice when I find like a smaller creator that like is really good, but they're like kind of unknown. Like, well, actually, I guess a more relevant example. I remember I was on fucking Polka Dot Stingray way back when already, and I felt a little possessive now that they're like big, and I'm like, man, like I understand how the hipsters feel. Like I was on this train before it was cool, yo posers getting on now. But I mean, I'm happy for them because like more exposure and more popularity obviously means more profits for them, and you know they deserve it. But like.
Well, okay, because
Yeah.
I always have, or like I kind of have the idea of like for every success that you see, there's like a million failures. Oh, okay, the number is exaggerated, right? But like there's like a million failures. But
Yeah.
what that really means, like when I say it like that, is like for each person who is successful, I think like there's going to be like lots of people who, and a lot of them who aren't successful will also be kind of like creating good content or being like quote unquote talented, if you will. Like I don't really like using that word, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
right?
talent. I don't like to use the word talented.
But like what I
pretty
mean
bad
by
word, but yeah,
talented
yeah.
is more like they have the ability and like could have been potentially successful. I don't necessarily mean like they were born with that talent or whatever, but like
Right. Yeah.
yeah, so like
I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
I don't like there are people there are also people who like don't quote unquote deserve to be where they are potentially, but like I think the vast majority of like people who are successful within YouTube or like social media or anything, like they worked like very hard and they like probably deserve to be there. But I
No,
think
I
like
wouldn't even say the vast majority, dude. Like, there's so much trash content out there that's popular.
Like what?
yeah,
Like
but
anything Logan Paul does, like all the
So
React
what?
channels,
the
like
thing that Logan Paul does
drama
is
channels,
No, but
like
Logan,
commentary
like,
channels are usually pretty trash too.
it's not. But I don't actually agree with the fact that like the
yeah.
brothers actually make trash stuff. Like they
No,
make very good content for their audience, right?
yeah. So I think like
So
you can say the content is trashy, but the things that they do and like the way that they market themselves and like the way that they made their
Then isn't
content.
that by definition anybody who's popular is just like that means they're good with their base, right? Like then nothing
yeah,
is bad.
pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
Then
Yeah,
this
yeah.
kind of conversation is kind of moot.
No. But
In a sense, yeah.
okay, so I was gonna transition from that. Like there are like I would say like the vast majority of people who are successful are like they do create good content or like they do like the correct things to have made their been successful. But like I think at the same time, like there's probably for each one of those people, there's probably like 99 other people who could have been successful in their place is or like 100 other people who could have been successful in their place is basically what I believe.
Yeah, I would agree with that metric. Yeah.
And maybe more, like maybe more, but like I think it's very hard to
Probably more. Yeah.
yeah, it's very hard to make a
Yeah.
realistic estimate because you never see those other 100 or like 1,000 people who tried.
I think that is the case until we reach the very, very peak, in which case, like, you just have, like, generational kind of, like, quote-unquote talents. In that sense, like, that, I don't
Yeah.
think anyone else is good enough to be that. But, like, for the vast majority of people that are successful, yeah, I would agree there's probably, like, 100 others that could have been, but for various different reasons, it just never happened.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Skyler, do you have anything to say on this?
Well, I mean, when you elaborate on it, this is very different from the topic that I thought you wanted to kind of talk about.
Okay, well, what did you want to talk about?
Basically, I don't know, like the topic at face value. Like, why is it hard to get famous on the internet?
I mean, it's the same reason why it's hard to get famous in general, right? It's
Is
just
it
like you have
harder
to,
on
like,
the
you have to
internet
be...
or in real life? I feel like in real
No,
life
I
there
mean,
are
it's like the
more.
same.
Huh?
No,
It's
but
like, I mean, the internet
No,
and
I
real
feel
life
like there
is
are
the
more
same thing
avenues
now.
on
Like,
the
I don't
internet.
think there's a difference.
No, I think there is a
between the two
difference
now.
because, like, someone like Filthy Frank, I don't think could have ever gotten famous through traditional channels like the IRL channels, right?
But
No,
what
no,
I'm
but-
saying is that traditional channels have to go through the internet now. Like, who's going like famous in real life but not online now? Like that's not a thing.
yeah, but also I think part of this
Is that-
topic is like, I think it was like a lot easier to get famous on the internet just by like okay, so I said before that there's like okay right now for every famous person there's like 100 or like 1,000 people who could have been successful in their place, but I think like at the like quote unquote like the beginning of the modern internet age, like it was mostly about like creation of good content, but like in a sense I think like because there's so many more resources available to us, like anybody can create good content or like pretty good content if you will, and so like to become unique it's very difficult because the internet is so saturated. Like any resources that I have available to me, like anybody with a computer has available to them, like on the internet, right?
Yeah.
So like the ability for me to create content, like good content, would be the same as for like basically anybody to create good content, like essentially, right? So it's like very difficult for anybody to stand out because like creating good content alone is not good enough. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but yeah. You can't just like make good stuff and put it out, and then like expect people to like it. You have to like kind of
Yeah.
you have to like give people a reason to like view it in the first place.
But I think like that has changed, because before it was only about making good content to a certain degree. Like
maybe
and like because the internet has gotten more and more saturated, like
I also think it's like been more restrictive. Like you don't want to get canceled these days, right?
I mean, I think I think
that's
even
a bit
back
different.
then, I think even back then you still had to think a lot about like marketing and stuff. Even if you don't like put it that way, it's still important.
yeah, it's possible.
It's hard. It's very hard to just organically take off. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in the case of that, like each like a person who is who organically takes off, if you will, it is like a 1 in like 1,000, 1 in 10,000 or whatever, right? Like most.
It's got to
most
be
of,
way more than that. Okay, yeah. I have, yeah. The specific numbers don't matter, I guess, but
yeah, but it's very rare
Yeah.
for compared to people who.
right,
I'm
right,
saying
right.
like compared to people who like actually just grow their base through like being successful and or sorry not being like good marketing and like good practices or whatever, like the people who like grow through like some sort of chance is very rare
Right.
comparatively.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to
Alright.
add to that.
Okay. Is
What?
there anything else?
I would
He said
want
he didn't have anything to add.
I would want to do like more with about Tiger's song and stuff, but I think we can save that for next time.
Well, I mean, we can talk about
Yeah,
it now.
we
if
can
you
talk
want.
about. Yeah, we're at an hour and a half. We could do half an hour more.
No, I got something coming up, but all right. Stay tuned, stay healthy,